Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is Jamie from In the Circle Disc Golf. Today I'm going to show you and walk through the Upper Park Disc Golf Rebel disc golf bag. I have here the Rebel, which is the latest 2021 version. It is in the rust red. Comes in two other colors, technically three because there's a special edition that came out not too long ago. The other two colors are the herb green, which kind of matches this color profile of the shift back here. Again, this is a rust red, and then there is a hydro blue. Right off the bat, love the colors. This rust red has more of an orange profile. Really pops, but then also has kind of the darker muted sections here, which I like. Overall, it's a great look on all the colors. Great quality bag as well. They got the new logo on there, Upper Park Disc Golf. Overall, looks like a really nice, clean bag, and I've been carrying a Rebel since about 2014. I had the original in the Exuberance orange color, and then I actually had this one back here, which I believe was the version 3 in, I want to say it was Hawaiian Ocean and Mykonos Blue color. So you can tell I kind of like the loud, bright colors for bags out on the course, and these do not disappoint. The other color that was recently released was a collaboration with Disc Golf Pro Tour. So they have the DGPT color scheme with kind of the navy and a pop of blue, and has the logo on there. So that's another great combination if you're looking for either one of those color combos. And that comes only in the Rebel. But these three standard colors, the herb green, the hydro blue, and this rust red, goes across pretty much all of their bags. So we're going to start out with just the outside. Same handle as the previous versions that you're used to on top, which I love. It's a great way to just pick up the bag without having to pull on the handles. You do have a mini pocket up here. Can hold fairly large size minis, which is nice. Some people will put their phone in there too. That's one of the many sections you can put a phone. I'll go through some of the other ones as well. But we talked a little bit about the front. Go over to the back here. The back has, obviously you have your straps, and your straps are kind of sewn into this top section. So really durable, just like the previous versions. Great padding on the straps themselves. You got the chest strap, which is removable. So if you don't like that, you can get rid of that fairly easily. It's also adjustable. You can move it up or down on this channel. So if you need it a little bit higher, you can do that. You can also tighten it like any chest strap. Got the nice logo on there. One of the things that drew me to the original Rebel was the great padding that they had. It's super padded in all the right spots. Really helps with fatigue. But it has this kind of center channel here, which helps with the airflow. So you're never going to get super hot with it on. Overall, it's a super comfortable bag. I've carried it, like I said, multiple versions over the years, and it really holds up. It's super comfortable. Two huge water bottle holders. These, again, continue to hold very large bottles, just like the original version. Looking at the bottom, slightly different feet, if that's what you want to call them, compared to some of the older versions, but these do a great job. They're a little bit shallower, but still keep the bag elevated enough, and they make them, with the 5 here, kind of distributely evens the weight out, and so it, you never really have a problem with it leaning or anything like that. The bottom is still a very thick waterproof material. Can get dirty, wet, doesn't seep through into the bag, which is perfect. I'm not sure if you can see this, but it does have weep holes, if that's what you want to call them, for your water bottle holders. So if you have, something that's not an insulated bottle and you have like a bottle of water or Gatorade or something like that and it's condensating, it can drip out there. Again, just very well done. Similar to the original versions. Time to get into some of the changes here. The version 3 that I had only had one D-ring on one side. I love that they've added the D-ring on both sides. That's an added benefit. mitten bag, tags, towels, you know, whatever it is that you need, you can hang from those rings. On the original version, the very first one, there were no D-rings, so you actually had to use like a carabiner on this. That was a quick, I think that was a quick decision to add the D-rings, which I absolutely love. You have side pockets here, which can be used for a phone. I will use this pocket for my phone if the weather is nice, if it's raining or I have the rain fly on, which the rain fly is included with the bag. But if I have the rain fly on, I typically won't use this, and I'll show you why, and I'll show you what I do use instead. But then you have your standard, you know, pencil holder on both sides, Sharpies. So when you do get that ace and you want to sign the disc, again, when you do get that ace and you want to sign the disc and not the basket or the sign, you know, you got to keep your Sharpie on you. Pencils if you're doing backup scorecard, and then another pouch, same thing on this side. Again, you can keep your phone in there. There is a valuable pocket, and I say a valuables pocket, that's kind of what they call it. It's lined with a very soft material, which is great if you want to put your phone in there or something that you don't want to get scratched or anything like that with other stuff that you may have in the pouches. The only thing to be aware of is when you open the bag, this is not accessible unless you pull the flap out, and I'll show you that in a second. But other than that, sometimes I'll keep my keys in there depending on the course because I don't want to lose my keys because that would not be fun. Other times I'll put my keys and my wallet in one of these side pouches. Which brings me to the side pouches. Probably one of my favorite upgrades from the other two versions that I've had is a thicker side pouch. I'm in the Midwest. You get those fall and winter rounds where it's freezing in the morning, but it does warm up a little bit in the afternoon, and you need to take the hoodie off, or might be some rain. You want to carry a rain jacket. This now holds, you know, like a full rain jacket if you want to have that. Lots of extra towels. Mosquito net, depending on, you know, what course you're playing. You know, your towels. It's got this section here, which is kind of a thin section. I'll keep little things like a little carabiner with a tip key in there. Some people, you know, it's a great spot. You can throw your wallet in there, throw your keys. Down below, if you can see this, there is an elastic mesh holder here. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see if I can get it a little bit closer for you. There's a little mesh pocket right there, which is great. I typically will put my wallet in that, or my phone, depending if I'm going to use my phone or not. But it works really well. You know, you get your wallet right in there, and you don't have to worry about it falling out. I also put my keys in that most of the time. The other side, same thing, no difference. Huge pouch. What I like about it, again, I can get a full extra large or a 2XL hoodie in there, no problem. You couldn't do that with the previous version. You would have, you know, half of it hanging out because it was so thin that you couldn't close it all the way, and it didn't look great. Could you still carry it? Absolutely. But I love that these are bigger. That just gives you more flexibility. When you're not using them with all this stuff, they kind of just push in, and they look like they're smaller, but when you need to put something in it, they kind of, you know, fill up, which is great. Bringing me back to the last thing on the outside. Talked about the D-rings, Velcro straps. So these Velcro straps, they added one on the bottom as well. I like to use this for, as you can see here, I have the InZone Quick Stick XXL with the nice pivoting head. I like to keep that in the pouch. The zipper and the Velcro kind of help it from moving around so much, kind of secures it in place. I will also use an umbrella like that because it's great to have the umbrella in there and you can kind of secure it. Sometimes I'll have the umbrella on both straps. You can also, I've seen people use this Velcro system for their tripod chair, if they're carrying a chair with them. I've seen other people put one of the feet or legs of the chair into this side pocket and secure the top section with this. I've actually done that as well. like I said, just a lot of opportunities with the way that they have their system. So I absolutely love that. So that's the outside. Let's dive into the inside, and we'll show you some more of the differences that I think are very beneficial for the bag. If you're not familiar with the Rebel, this is the front strap, or the front section. You open it, there's a double zipper. It stops here. There is an elastic section here that you can fold this up and put it in there, which is great. Some people will fold it in. I typically tend to fold it out. Remember that pouch that I told you about, the valuables pocket. Once I fold this in, you're not going to be able to get anything out of there. So just keep that in mind. Never really been an issue for me. I'll typically put keys in there, if anything, something I don't need to get during the round. And all you do, pull the Velcro, or I'm sorry, pull the elastic, shove that in there, and you're good to go. All right. If you're familiar with the Rebel, immediately you'll notice only 2 top vertical sections. I think that was a smart move. I think while it worked fine for me, and I learned to deal with it with that version 3, I feel that this just works better. It gives you a little bit more room here, a little bit easier to get discs in and out. You can carry 2 or 3 discs in each of these pockets, depending on what type of disc. I actually have 3 putters up here. So that's, not an issue. One other new change to this bag on the inside compared to previous versions is the side pouch. There's 2 of them, 1 on each side. You can get your phone in there. This is where I'll typically store my phone if I have the Rainfly on. And the reason for that is, and also scorecards, if I'm doing backup scorecard, because we're using, PDGA Live, but we want to have a backup, or you need to have a backup. When the Rainfly is on, it kind of sits around this whole section, and there's a flap that comes up. It makes it really easy to access these. You can still access everything in these pouches and on the side, but it's just easier to have the phone here in those cases. These pockets are also really great for snacks, granola bars, Kind bars, whatever it may be. So I definitely like having those to be able to store just stuff you want to grab quickly and easily. All right, so on to the bottom section. There's always been this Velcro channel ever since the original version, and you get 2 of these dividers, which allow you to section off the bottom part. If you're only carrying a couple discs down here and you don't want them to rattle, you can kind of partition that off, so that way you don't have the discs kind of moving all over the place. I typically have not used that, only because if I'm playing a casual round, I like to take a couple extra discs just to try stuff out, just to play around with. If I'm playing a tournament, depending on the course, I like to have backups of certain discs in case I throw something in the drink or I lose something. So I'll typically throw the Rainfly back here. Again, Rainfly is included. I'll throw the Rainfly way back here, and I'll take both of these and I'll just put them right in front of the Rainfly. So this is kind of a barrier between the Rainfly and the discs. And when I have my discs in there, you can't even tell that there's anything back there. I always have the Rainfly just in case. I never have to worry, oh, is it in my car? Do I have it? It's there. Also, it kind of pushes these discs forward just enough, just a little bit, to make it easy to grab from the top, the front. You're not gonna hit, they don't roll back, so you don't have to worry about this section above it. You have plenty of room, which that's how I've always carried it. I think it's from the original version where there were 3 pouches and these were lower. It was almost a necessity to have these pushed way out because it was difficult to get to with that 3rd vertical pocket. Even when that's gone, I just kind of like having that there. I've gotten used to it. Other new Rebel owners may not use that in that way, but I've always kind of liked having the discs pushed forward just a little bit. But again, overall, I've been carrying this one probably for the majority of the 2021 calendar year, and I absolutely love it. It's just as comfortable, if not more comfortable, than my original one. The upgrades really make it worth it. That larger side pocket is perfect for what I need to use it for. Obviously, everyone's going to use their bags differently, store different types of things depending on the climate that you're in. But I just absolutely love the Rebel bag and what Upper Park Disc Golf is doing with all their bags. And yeah, it should store roughly 30 discs, maybe a little bit more. You can get all those stats on the dimensions, how many discs it holds, the colors, the current price and all that on the website. Overall, a great bag. Huge thank you to Upper Park Disc Golf. Again, I've carried their bags for so many years, and they just put out a great product. If you have one of the newer bags or you have one of the older bags and you're looking to upgrade, if you have any questions, throw those comments down below. Let me know. I'll get to them as quickly as I can. If you don't have a Rebel or any of the other bags, the Shift, maybe the Pinch, or anything like that, even the apparel, feel free to use my code JMART10, or I'll provide a link in the description down below as well to save yourself some money on that and help support the channel as well. Again, that is the Rust Red Upper Park Disc Golf Rebel bag for 2021. And stay tuned. Hopefully we see some new things in 2022. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.